Hi guys, it's Rachel. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome. Today I'm really feeling like being creative and doing something different with my makeup, so I thought I would film a get ready with me and we could play together. I'm going to be trying to do something that's like spring but also kind of alt, so we'll see how that turns out. And I'm just gonna chat and play with makeup, so if that sounds like a good time to you, then just keep watching. Okay, so like I mentioned in the intro, I want to do something kind of alt, but also kind of bright and springy. I've been watching some videos on Instagram, and I will link the ones I got inspo from down below, and I'll have the creators tagged in the video and kind of playing alongside me while I'm talking. But I'm taking inspo from a few different like alternative type makeup looks where they use like color and black, like heavy black liner. And the three videos that I'm looking at, like they're all different but along the same lines, so we're just gonna play and go from there. And because I'm scared of having to wipe it off and mess it up, we're gonna start with the liner and the eyes. So I hope you kind of got an idea based on those reels that I just showed you. I can't decide whether a gel liner or a liquid liner would be better. I think I want a gel liner. This is the Maybelline Tattoo Studio Gel Pot Liner in Blackest Black. And this is just a liner brush from Amazon. Gonna coat the brush, and I don't think any of these videos that I just showed do this technique, but I'm gonna try this thing that I've seen where you draw this line. I forgot how creamy gel liner is, wow. And then you kind of do your triangle of liner. That's not being as precise as I want it. Good thing I am not worried about my base and we can fix it. Okay. Okay, so now I have this split back triangle. I'm gonna connect it to the lid. Oh my god, I didn't put on eye primer. This is already start over. Start over, Rachel. Jesus. Okay, so I'm going in with Soft Ochre Matte Paint Pot as my base. And just because I want something that's kind of more opaque as my eye primer, that's really gonna, you know, cover my natural skin. We'll see how this goes though. So we're gonna try again with an angled liner brush. This one is from BH Cosmetics, which sadly is no more. And I'm gonna do the same thing where I do that line and then shit, that was like too like straight across, wasn't it? Do 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 do. Looks like a little flag. Then I'm gonna fill that in. Oh my goodness. And then we're going to join it to the lash line. Okay, and then what you do after that is do it on the top. This is just a technique that I've seen a lot on TikTok and Instagram, and it's a little rough, but I think we're getting there. I'm gonna sharpen that up just a little bit. Oh my god, definitely gonna need to do some cleanup. Okay, that's like the general shape that I'm going for, and I'm undecided if I want to take this on the inner corner, but definitely need to clean up that lid. Shoot. Those alternative baddies who do these lines in like swoop, swoop, swoop 2 seconds are legit heroes, because how this is definitely not easy. Gonna try and replicate that on the other eye. Got a little bit out of control, but that's okay because this is supposed to be a dramatic look. But I'm gonna go into the Galactic Visitor from Singe into Eclipse the Black and kind of set that gel liner down a bit so it's locked in place. And I feel like alternative style is like when I make Pinterest boards. That's the kind of stuff I pin. I love like alternative, punk, like comfy goth, like that kind of style. I just love how it looks, and I know I don't dress that way, but like in my heart, if I had access to all the clothes in the world, that's how I would dress. I love it so much, but I also like color. Man, Eclipse is so intense. Wow. This is working really great to really set this in place and make sure it's as dark as it can get. And I feel like these tails are different shapes. I just realized that. Like this one is swoopy. What did I do? Jesus. Shit. That one goes like that. That one goes like, What do I do? Do I remove some of this? Is this just too much? Something about that tail is just still not sitting right with me. I'm gonna take it off and redo it. Where's my black liquid actually? Liquid is really good for me for those sharp lines. That's still, why, there's always that one side that's just trouble. This is turning into a mess. I should have just been okay with it being slightly unsymmetrical. I think that's as symmetrical as it's going to look. So now I'm going to do the colorful part, which I really want to use Saucer right here. And I'm gonna take a really tiny little blending brush and load it up and put Saucer along the liner, like on the inside. I should have gotten something a little more precise than that actually. This one, this little pencil brush, because that's such like a small area. Definitely gonna have to do some correcting there, but I love the contrast of these two colors. Oh my God, so pretty. If you could have any clothing budget, like access to any kind of clothes, what would your dream style be? Because like I said, when I pin stuff on Pinterest style wise, it's definitely stuff that is more alternative. I just don't happen to have access to a lot of things, and so I don't know, my style just doesn't end up being alternative, but that's what I really want it to be. That's what I dream of. Okay, that looks cute, and I think I do want to go in with Beam, the shimmer, on a more little precise packing brush. So it's like the topper shimmer next to Saucer. And I wanted to ask if you guys like had any budget. Oh geez, I fucked up my mirror with that setting spray. If you guys could have like any style, like dream Pinterest board style, what would your dream style be? Or would it be constantly evolving with the trends? Because I feel like my dream style of being like comfy alternative has been my dream style on my Pinterest boards for like 15 years. So I don't feel like my like aspirational style has changed too much, but I still have never quite gotten there with my wardrobe. I don't spend a lot of money on clothes. I spend my money on makeup, and you know, I just pick up a few things here and there and work with what I have. But I'm just curious, like, would you constantly have your style evolving with the trends, or is there like a specific style, like you'd love to dress Victorian or retro or Y2K? Like, do you have a dream style that you always pin and go back to? Because for sure, for me, alternative. What the fuck, man? How is this one so crisp and this one is not? It up, crisp it up. I don't know what I'm singing because that's not a song. Woo! Okay, I think I'm at a good point to jump in and do my base, so I'm gonna grab a few products and be right back to work on the face. Okay, so my battery died, but I got face stuff. I'm using the Maybelline Superstay Lumi Matte. My shade is, what is my shade? 112. I'm just gonna do little dabs. Not very much product because I find that this goes a long way. Where's my sponge? So disorganized. There it is. And I like this product, but I also like a light face, you know what I'm saying? So I just build a little bit at a time. So we'll do a little bit more. I honestly think it's one of the best like drugstore matte-ish foundations for dry skin that I've tried in a long time. I feel like it, Lumi Matte seems confusing, but I feel like this is exactly what it is. Like, it gives me like a, I'm naturally radiant, but at the same time it's also kind of matte and velvety looking. It's magic. Because I'm being more alternative, I want to do like a cooler contour, so we're going with Sephora Collection Contour in Fair to Light. Just in the normal places of wherever. And instead of using my sponge, I'm going to blend this out with a brush. I'm really torn on whether I'm going to do like a colorful blush or a more natural toned blush. And by colorful, I mean like a blush that matches the eyeshadow on my face. We'll see what I decide, but right now I'm going to go in with this SoCal Super Bloom from Cali Ray in Dawn Patrol, just to kind of give myself a base blush color and help me decide whether I want to expand upon that and add some bright fun color or keep it neutral. I honestly think this is such an underrated liquid blush. I don't hear many people talk about it, and it is so beautiful. Now, concealer. Figured we'd stick with Maybelline, so this is the 30 Hour Concealer in the shade 11. And it has like quite a strong smell to it, but it is very thin and it sets down to a matte, so I thought it would be good for this kind of look. I've been loving doing like a liquid or cream blush before concealer and blending the concealer into that liquid or cream blush product. I feel like it's fun to just try new techniques and kind of switch things up with your makeup every now and then, and that's like a different way of blending my face together that I've really been enjoying, and it really like meshes it together and tones it down. So now that I've done the concealer, I feel like the blush is toned down enough that if I wanted to, I could go in with a completely different color. But first, let's powder. I'm taking the 16 Hour Cover and Last from Essence and just putting it on my sponge, lightly tapping that. Just dusting off my face brush and fluffing that all over the rest of my face. And once I powder, I like to go in with a setting spray and get it all wet again. You know, before I decide how dramatic I'm gonna go with the lower lash line and how dramatic I'm gonna go with the blush, I want to put on brows and lips to see how it's going to balance out, because I have a very specific lip look in mind. I'm going to do my favorite Sephora collection brow combo. And when I said in my video where I was talking about aging and I'm talking about foundation settling into my lines, like this to me is normal how foundations should look. When that Milani stick foundation settles into my lines, it looks like my lines are filled up with pigment. Like my husband described it as I looked like I caked my forehead with dirt. And so the fact that you can still see my lines, I'm not saying that a foundation is supposed to erase them, but when it literally cakes up product in the lines and you can see like it pooling in those lines, that's when I have a problem with it, and when I have a problem with people telling me, you know, I'm X age with fine lines and wrinkles and this doesn't settle, blah blah blah. Like, it does. I don't know what crack you're on, but it does. JK. I'm sure none of those lovely ladies are on crack. I think I'm gonna skip my NYX Lift and Snatch brow pen just because I'm feeling a little like lazy-ish and just call the brows quits after the gel, because you know that freaking dramatic eyeliner, that was a lot of work. Okay, so for lips, this is gonna be fun. I'm taking a black lip liner, a black liquid lipstick as the base, and then on top, I just recently picked this up from Rite Aid. It is a multi-chrome lip foil from Wet n Wild called the Chameleon Chrome in the shade Celestial Dance. And I just thought it would be such a cool touch to this like alt look I've got going on. So let me sharpen this. That is sharp enough to cut a bitch. Perfect. All right, lip liner's on, going in with Thrill Seeker from Maybelline. This was Alien from NYX. God, these smell delicious. While I wait for that to dry down, I feel like I do want the eyes to be pretty dramatic. So first off, I want this eyeliner in the waterline. Then I want to kind of do like the point below. So hold on. Then I'm gonna take the brush that I was using to set down the black. And I'm just gonna smudge whatever is left on the brush down below on the outer corner till about halfway in. So my eyes are mostly done, I think. I don't know if I want to put anything on the brow bone, and I don't know if I want to, I need to fix that inner corner, but I don't know if I want to add like some of this holographic on the lid for maybe more dimension. Let's fix this really quick though. But I think I have decided I don't want to go crazy, crazy, crazy. I feel like that's the beginning of a K-pop song. I'm gonna do a more natural flush on the cheeks instead of crazy, crazy, crazy. So this is Kiss of Pink from Bare Minerals. It's one of their bronzers, but to me, this is quite pink. So I'm just using it to layer on top of that Dawn Patrol to make it a little more pinky and a little less nudie. I think that added the perfect amount of flush. And then, is this dry yet? Not close, almost. I keep fussing with it, trying to perfect it and making it wet again. That's my fault. But I do want a fun highlight. You know what? I'm gonna take a little bit of Milky Way, the hollow, and just add a little bit of hollow sparkle on the lid as well. Oh my goodness, so freaking cool. It just gives it that little something extra, don't you think? Okay, so for highlighter, should I use Beam as the highlight? Would that be cute? Let's try it. So I'm gonna tap a bit into Beam and like once into Milky Way, tap off, and feel like maybe I also want to mix in some cum. Oh my god! Whoa, 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 whoa. We come in peace. This one. Wow, wow. After that came out of my mouth, I was like, that sounds really horrible. I think Angie was playing a little joke when she named that row We Come in Peace, and she was like, haha, when people are doing looks with this, they're gonna have to be like, and I'm putting cum on my eyes. Oh my god. It's so bad, but these are pretty on the cheeks. I'm gonna mesh it in with my sponge and sort of blend it down into the blush. And then I'm gonna take what's left and dust it on the nose. Actually, give me a little more. Okay, I need to spray again. This is looking so dope. I think what I want to do is take a little tiny detailing brush and take a little bit of Saucer and Beam together, those two main lid shades, and spritz them without spritzing my mirror, and just put them right in that inner portion that I didn't blend the black into. By the way, if you are like someone who enjoys watching my videos and hanging out with me and doing makeup, I am considering doing like bestie makeup lessons where I do one-on-one video call sessions with you, give you tips, guide you through a look, whatever it is that you may need. And so if that sounds like something that you would be interested in doing, let me know, because, you know, I'm currently unemployed. I need the funds, so if anybody thinks that that's a service that would be helpful to them, I would love to do that for you. But yeah, oh my gosh, that was like the perfect thing. I think I went a little too far in on that side though, so we're gonna have to match it. Okay, now for the magic lips. This is again the Chameleon Chrome from Wet n Wild. It's so delicious looking. I knew a black base was gonna just make this fire. Like, oh, look at those lips. Oh. Okay, so I'm gonna put on lashes. I think my camera is getting hot or something. So I'm gonna take a few minutes and be right back to show you the finished look. Lashes are on. This is the completed look. All shadows used were from the Galactic Visitor by Singe Beauty, and I am freaking obsessed, especially with this lip. Like, this is so spring, but like definitely alt vibes. Like, ooh, over the black, this Wet n Wild. If you love fun, funky makeup, run and grab this. But also anything from Singe, their brushes, their blushes, their eyeshadows, they're all phenomenal. Have nothing but good things to say about them if you were thinking of checking them out. All products used that I can link will be linked down below in the description in case you want to peruse or shop or whatever it may be. And some links may be affiliated. I will earn a small commission at no extra cost to you, and I thank you for your support on this channel if you do, and if you don't, that's okay too. I hope you guys had fun creating this look with me and just having a fun playtime with makeup. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button if you have not already, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!